What if I told you George Washington lost the war, and America never even became America? No Marvel, no McDonald's, no TikToks in front of gas stations, just a broken continent and a founding father who got absolutely cooked. Okay, so picture this. It's the 1780s. America just kicked Britain's teeth in after years of guerrilla tactics, cold winters, and powdered wig strategy meetings. The colonies are free. George Washington is basically the Beyoncé of the New World. Everyone's celebrating, throwing tea in the harbor for fun, and prepping for democracy. The 13 colonies can't agree on anything. The Articles of Confederation? Weak. The Constitution? Too centralized. The North wants industry and abolition. The South wants slavery and self-rule. Everyone's shouting. No one's vibing. And boom, Civil War. But not the one with Lincoln and Gettysburg. Nope, this one hits in 1784. Barely a year after independence, George Washington takes charge of the Unionist States, a coalition of northern and mid-Atlantic colonies. His opposition? The newly formed Southern Confederation, led by firebrand generals, angry farmers, and rich landowners who really don't want to give up free labor. What was supposed to be a peaceful, let's build a country moment, turns into a cannon-blasting, bayonet-swinging breakup that would make even Taylor Swift write a sad violin ballad. Here's the kicker, Washington loses. His forces are outmaneuvered, supplies run dry, southern ports stay fed through shady European alliances. After the siege of Richmond, Washington retreats, tries to regroup, but gets flanked near Philadelphia. By spring of 1786, he surrenders. Yeah, the George Washington, the guy your school books call a hero, ends his military career signing a white flag. You can almost hear King George III sipping tea across the ocean like, I told you they'd fall apart. With Washington defeated, the whole American project crumbles like a cheap iPhone charger. The dream of United States becomes more like awkward roommates of North America. Here's the new map. The Southern Confederation, pro-slavery, anti-centralization, low-key obsessed with cotton and honor duels. The Northern Federation, industrial, chaotic, and trying to copy Europe, but without the centuries of culture. The Free Atlantic States. New England splits off, becomes a hipster republic that's all about trade, coffee, and lighthouses. Western territories, a total mess. Think cowboy anarchy meets ancient tribal nations and rogue warlords. And Washington? He's exiled from politics, lives the rest of his days writing sad letters and chopping metaphorical cherry trees. Alright, let's time travel a bit. Fast forward to the 1900s in this alternate timeline. The global power vacuum is real. 1. European empires stay winning. Without the US to challenge them, Britain, France, and Spain hold onto their colonies longer. Africa, Asia, and the Caribbean remain under the European bootway into the 20th century. Independence movements? Delayed. Global development? Stunted. 2. Germany gets bold. World War I rolls around, and guess what? There's no unified USA to show up like a late boss battle character. The Northern Federation sends troops, but it's like tossing breadsticks at a tank. Germany dominates, redraws Europe, and probably drops an Imperial Spotify album while they're at it. Okay, listen here, people. Before I continue, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps. And I really put my all in this video, so please subscribe and like, and thank you. Let's talk vibes. Without a United States, the cultural scene is a freaky remix. No Hollywood. Movies? Dominated by Britain. Imagine every Marvel film with thick accents and emotionally repressed superheroes. Instead of Iron Man, you get Iron Lad of Liverpool, who drinks tea after blowing up villains. No NBA or NFL. Sports culture? Gone. Instead, the Confederation idolizes jousting and horse racing. The North invents power cricket, which is just regular cricket, but with explosions. No Internet Empire. The Confederation bans open internet. The Northern Federation has a janky version called FedWeb. It's 90% forums arguing about taxes. Free Coast? They make the closest thing to TikTok. It's called Clip Clap, and it's 40% dancing, 60% clam chowder tutorials. But yes, Florida. Yep, even in this fractured timeline, Florida still exists. Still lawless. Still unpredictable. Still the source of headlines like, Confederate Gator Farmer marries AI hologram and moonshine-themed ceremony. Some things are inevitable. Now back to George Washington. He didn't just sulk and chop wood. He started writing. Think of him as the colonial version of a banned podcaster. His essays, nicknamed the Letters of Liberty, spread underground across the territories. He warns against division, begs for unity, and roasts every warlord and petty dictator by name. Generations later, his words spark something. Young radicals in the Northern Federation quote him in rallies. Southern students secretly read his banned books under their desks. The Free Coast memes his quotes into viral Founding Father Fridays. By the 1880s, a movement called the Second Republic Coalition begins. Their goal? Do what George tried, unite the continent. In 1899, they hold a secret summit on neutral ground. probably a Vermont barn surrounded by moose. They discuss a shared currency, free trade zones, and even forming a new Congress. It's not easy. The South still clutches old ideas. The West trusts no one. But slowly, the pieces begin clicking. By 1910, they don't call it the United States. They call it the American Accord. It's not perfect, but it's real. Final thoughts, the power of the what if. So, what if George Washington lost the Civil War? We'd get a fractured America, global instability, and a slower, more painful path to progress. But here's the twist. His failure becomes his legacy. Because even when the guy who couldn't tell a lie takes an L, he ends up planting the seeds for something bigger. In a way, that's kind of inspiring. Because whether it's history, politics, or your worst Monday morning, sometimes losing doesn't mean it's over. Sometimes it's just the beginning of a better story. Thanks for diving into this alternate reality with me. If you liked it, go hug a history book. Or better yet, go start your own timeline. Just maybe keep Florida the way it is. It's already the perfect level of chaos. If you have any other ideas for another video, write it in the comments. Don't be shy. I don't judge. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Goodbye.